Boy, one of my biggest pet peeves at restaurants is when I have to explain like 100 times what I don't want on my food. It's frustrating, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. Speak up for yourself and tell them what you don't want if they mess up. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. Please excuse me. Sorry. So today in this video, I'm going to tell you guys one of my irritating, dining experiences. I'm going to tell you my irritating dining experience at my local Foster Freeze. So this is a story about how I ate at my local Foster Freeze in my city. I don't have a local Foster Freeze in my city anymore, sadly. Mine closed down because it wasn't a very good conditioned restaurant. There was writing all over the tables. It was very sticky on the tables. It was always messy. And it was really sad that they closed the restaurant down because they had such good food. So this is a story about how I was ordering food at Foster Freeze and they didn't understand what I didn't want on my food. And they screwed up my order and I had to go back and forth, like a crazy back and forth scenario, explaining to them what I didn't want on my food because they did not understand that I didn't want a certain condiment on my food, and they put that condiment that I didn't want. So this is a story just to let you guys know. Sometimes it's very frustrating to have to go back and forth with people, especially in fast food restaurants, because not everybody understands what you don't want, because it's like they'll go back and forth, and it is quite frustrating when they put the condiment that you don't want, but you have to do your best to be as polite as possible and tell them you didn't want that condiment. So I'm going to get started and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I think this started when I was in high school. I was, sorry, I'm having a brain fade. This all started when I was in high school. I was going to Foster Freeze with my mom, my sister, and my brother. So we go to the counter to order, and as we go to the counter to order, my mom tells the people what she wants. My brother tells the people that work at Foster Freeze what he wants, and my sister tells them what she wants, and then I go to tell them what I want, and then I go, I would like a double burger with 2 patties, no cheese, and then they go,
oh, you want cheese?
And I said, no, I don't want cheese. I'm trying to tell you I don't want cheese. So then they go,
you want cheese, yes?
So this kind of goes back and forth for a while, and they're not understanding that I don't want cheese on my hamburger. I'm trying to tell them, no, I don't want cheese. And I just don't know why they're not understanding that I don't want cheese on the burger when I said burger. So maybe it's because they didn't really understand English too well or something. So basically they were when they heard cheese, they would think I wanted cheese, especially if I said no cheese. It was just really weird. So they make our food. They take a little bit of time. Once they're done with their food, they call our name. We go back, and then I open my double patty burger, and there's cheese on it. So I go to the counter, and I go, you put cheese on this when I didn't want it. And then they say,
you said you wanted cheese.
So then I explained to them, no, I didn't want cheese. And they keep thinking I wanted cheese anytime I said I didn't want it. So then I decide to explain it in a different way so it's easier for them. And I said, I did not want cheese. And they finally understood once I said I did not want cheese, because they just didn't understand what that didn't. So I think to them, they must have got confused and thought I said I did want cheese when I said I didn't want cheese. So it was maybe just a misunderstanding. So they were polite and apologized, and then they took my burger back after I had to go back and forth with them trying to tell them how I did not want cheese on my burger. And they took my burger back, apologized, and then scraped the cheese off and then gave me the burger. And I said, thank you. Despite the fact I was a little irritated, I was still really as polite as possible because I knew they made a mistake. And it was always frustrating for me when I went to Foster Freeze because my people that worked at my Foster Freeze for some weird reason didn't understand that I didn't want cheese on my burger, so I had to keep explaining to it. I'm not sure if it was because they spoke a different language or they couldn't hear because of like all the the cooking stuff on. I think it was because the cooking stuff was always on, and half the time I'd have to go back and forth and getting them to fix my burger because they would constantly think I wanted cheese when I said I did not want cheese. So, but I was still really polite and told them to scrape the cheese off, and they apologized to me for putting cheese on my burger and explained that they did it because they got confused and thought I wanted cheese. And I said, that's okay. So they give me my food back, and then I go back and explain to my mom how annoyed so I go back kind of annoyed because I was super frustrated with the people that worked at my Foster Freeze because they just had me at a back and forth scenario that thinking I wanted cheese. But I was still as polite as possible despite the fact I was starting to get a little frustrated and irritated with them. And then I went back to my food and just decided to forget about the whole scenario. So the moral of the story is when someone doesn't really understand something, you gotta explain it in a different way. And sometimes I have to have things explained to me in a different way because I don't always understand things when they're explained in a certain way. But it's always good, like if you say you don't want something, it'll sound like to somebody sometimes that you do want something in your food. So sometimes if you say you do not want, it just makes it easier for them to understand, especially if they don't understand English too well. So that was my frustrating Foster Freeze story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, this is not to bash Foster Freeze. I love Foster Freeze. I haven't eaten in one in so long since mine closed down. This was just my personal experience with my local Foster Freeze. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.